All right. So welcome everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. I see we have a room full of regulars. Thank you for making this a mandatory part of your week. Thank you so much. And then we also have a few new names. So if you're new here, welcome and thank you for joining us. This is our United for Ukraine event. We come together once a week to be united for Ukraine, to make sure we don't forget, to make sure we refresh our memories on actions that we can take as our Ukrainian brothers and sisters continue to fight for their freedom. We're also here, of course, because we really care about peace. And in this very, very unfortunate war, even the neutrals understand that you must stand with Ukraine in this war. And our actions and our words can help us forge a path towards that peace. As always, we start with the Ukrainian national anthem. And so I invite you to please pause for a moment. I'll stand, some of us do stand, but at least pause for a moment as we listen to the Ukrainian national anthem. Thank you. All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. For those who are regular, you know that our agenda begins with an open floor where you can share your any thoughts, feelings, questions. If we're concise, more people get a chance to just share how you're feeling, where you're at, up front. Then we transition and our Ukrainian brothers and sisters share with us their thoughts, their latest updates. It's usually a good chance for us to get updated on what's going on, what we should be happy about or sad about, and of course, what action we can take. Once they are done, the floor is open again. Okay? So right now, the floor is open. First round. Anybody want to share a thought, a feeling, anything? Nothing is too small. Just raise your hand. All right. Thank you, Muihaki. Please, you got the mic.
Hello, hi everybody. Hi Yemi, how are you guys? I'm good. I'm glad. I always look forward to joining United for Ukraine. And today, to my Ukrainian sisters and the brothers who you present, we as Smile Child are here to support you. So please allow me to just say thank you to Wangoi, Charles, Magdalene, Lumash, Faith, Mark, Oscar, Phelom, for coming to represent Smile Child Organization and to show the Ukrainian brothers and sisters that we're standing with you. As you know, we always say, this is not your war, it is our war. And as we always say, it's not a fight for individuals, it's just a fight for democracy. So victory awaits and let's keep going. It's getting good and there's hope at the end of the tunnel. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Muihaki. Thank you so much. Anybody else want to share? You can use the Zoom app and raise your hand. Philman, I see your hand, so I'm giving you the mic. But for anybody else, I can't see all the screens at the same time, so it helps if you go to the options on Zoom and raise hand. Philman, you got the mic.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think it's good to see everyone here, United for Ukraine. as you said, united for peace. I'm thrilled. And you know, the impact of the war, it's being felt even more harder in the developing countries where it's even worse. I feel attached. I feel attached because of our friends who are here. And I remember I was at Danka last time. She did mention about if people would want to donate something and all that. I wanted to make a pledge here. This coming next week, probably it's my birthday. So I would love maybe to donate my birthday so that people, if they want to, instead of giving me, we can direct that funds towards the United for Ukraine initiative. Thank you.
That is powerful. Sending you love, Philemon. That is powerful. And that's...
Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's a really touching way to do it. It's also another powerful way to spread awareness, because now anybody who loves you and who wants to get you a gift, you're going to be helping them learn about Ukraine. So thank you. That's very powerful. Okay, does anybody else have a feeling you want to share up front? If not, you will have another chance later, okay? So I think we are ready to transition to our Ukrainian brothers and sisters. Danka, if you would please let us know who's going to go first today.
Yeah. Yes, thank you. Actually, today we have some special event because it's symbolic dance events, and we together with you will have Alexandra will share a screen. Together with you, we will speak about like your impact in Ukrainian victory, and also Ukraine's achievement. And together with me will be Alexandra, Irina, Nata, and also Arsen also help us prepare presentation, but unfortunately he can't join. So the floor, I guess, for Irina. Yes, she will start with newsletter as usual.
So hello everyone, thank you for being united for Ukraine. I'm going to present you some news today. There is also another front. There is also a law front where Ukrainian diplomats and lawyers are fighting as well. And the first case of a Russian military killing Ukrainian civilian is to appear before the court. A court in Kiev is to consider a case of a 21-year-old Russian military officer who killed a civilian in Sumy Oblast, Ukraine. The civilian had no weapon, and he was a 62-year-old man just walking along the road with his bicycle when the Russian military officer shot him dead. So a possible punishment for the perpetrator can be either serving a time of 10 or 15 years or even life imprisonment. And actually, this is the first such case in the Ukrainian court so far, and there was the court today where the perpetrator pleaded guilty, and tomorrow there is another court on this case. Thank you. The next slide, please. Also, today is May 18th, which is the Day of Remembrance of Deportation Victims. On May 18, 1944, the Soviet Union started its forcible deportation of Crimean Tatars and other nationalities from Crimea to Asia and Far East. The reason was the false charge of collaboration with Nazis, but the true reason was to remove people who opposed the regime. So thousands of Crimean Tatar population died en route during the deportation. They died of hunger, lack of oxygen, and illnesses. Within just a few days, about 180,000 Crimean Tatars were deported from Crimea. Those were mostly elderly people, women, and children. Ukraine is commemorating this day today, and events dedicated to the Remembrance Day are held every year in Crimea. people usually used to gather in Simferopol, in the central square of Simferopol, the capital city of the Autonomous Republic of Crimea, to commemorate the victims. But since 2014, they were prohibited to do so, and they can only gather in the outskirts of the city near the cemetery. And there was a beautiful tradition of climbing a mountain called Cheperdak with Crimean Tatar flags and stuff. But this year, this event was banned by the Russian occupiers. And on the slide, you can see two paintings by Rustem Emin, a Crimean Tatar Ukrainian artist. And this art series is called Unutma. Remember is the translation of the title. This series of paintings is dedicated to the crime of deportation. The next slide, please. So there is no surprise that Russia continues its missile attacks and shellings of Ukrainian settlements. Russia shelled Donetsk and Luhansk oblasts with numerous casualties and damage. At least 10 people were killed in the city of Severodonetsk on May the 16th. Also, Russia struck at the bridge across Dniester estuary in Odessa Oblast for the 5th time. And the bridge is badly damaged. Russians struck on Chernihiv Oblast, and that killed at least 8 people. It's hard to count the victims now because of constant shellings. Also, Russia attacked Lviv, Mykolaiv, and the oblasts with missiles. Border villages in Chernihiv Oblast are shelled constantly. As for the occupied territories, Ukrainians flee these territories because it's very dangerous to stay there. According to the mayors of Melitopol and Kherson, up to 50% of residents have fled these cities now Russia-controlled. The next slide, please. 264 Ukrainian soldiers were evacuated from Azovstal. 53 heavily wounded Ukrainian soldiers were evacuated on May the 16th from the Azovstal plant in Mariupol to a hospital in Novozovsk, and 211 soldiers to Olenivka, according to Deputy Defense Minister Hanna Maliar. Both these cities are occupied by Russian forces now. Also, Hanna Maliar said that Ukrainian authorities were working to save the rest of Ukrainian soldiers at Azovstal. Earlier reports said that about 1,000 Ukrainian soldiers were staying at the besieged Azovstal. So I guess this is it from my side. Thank you very much for listening.
Yep. And now, we will go. Firstly, about Azovstal, I want to add, you remember that we asked you, sign the petition, signed, different letters to United Nations to support Ukraine and Azovstal. And I guess if you do that, guys, it's also, they are evacuated also with your support, because you make impact in the international community, and international community now helps Ukraine to evacuate these our soldiers. For now, we do not know clear what will happen with them, because they are in occupied territory, but Ukrainian government now is doing everything possible to exchange them, to return them back to Ukraine territory. And today, as we mentioned, we will speak about your impact and about Ukrainians' victory. And we will start, maybe next slide. yeah, we gathered some achievement which we made together with you, with all guests of our United of Ukraine United of Ukraine events, and one of them is Ukrainer in Korean. If you was in previous classes, you saw this slide with reliable Ukrainian media, and there was the Ukrainer among them. And Ukrainer is independent media project that was established few years ago to the full-scale Russia's invasion. And the thing is that during this meeting, we meet with James, who actually has Korean origin, but live in the USA in the UPG classes. And he said that he want to be volunteer, and I was surprised a little bit when he said that, oh wow, I know only English and Korean, and we decided like to create Ukrainer in Korean language. And for now, like there is only 1 month when we like launch with Ukrainer this project. We have 11 volunteers. Like besides them is James from UPG, and also volunteers from Ukraine, South Korea, Bangladesh, and even France and the USA. And we have like for now only more than 300 subscribers. And if you know someone from Korea or who know Korean language, just share this link with them. Like, or if you don't know Korean, please go visit this page and just put your likes. It's also support for us. And also one of this achievement is that Ukrainer created a video to support Azovstal. Yes, and this video watched, and more than 1,000 people watched this video. So more than 1,000 people already know what is happening in Azovstal. And yes, yeah, and it is because like a few impact of initiative. And next slide, Alexa. Our next achievement, I guess many of you see familiar faces here, because many of you participated in our common video Stand with Ukraine, where we share our thoughts how world could support Ukraine. And we really appreciate it, and we shared it in YouTube. And if you want to share this video from your personal page, just contact me. I will send you link, and you could share it anywhere. This video like is actual, like till this war is going on. And yes, and now next slide. This is our Buhaki. I really appreciate like help of your organization. You do like I really like when you wrote me in tag me in Instagram and tag all of Ukrainian UPG sustainability leaders, and I really appreciate this video which you created with your organization to support Ukraine. And I guess 1 day ago you created another one video, and we really appreciate this impact. And it's really impressed that you tell about war in Ukraine in your community. And we really thank you also for sharing videos Stand with Ukraine in your like social page of your organization. Yes, and another achievement, it's like also next slide, Alexandra. also a common achievement. Maybe you remember the session when we when we tell about Anna's story from Ukrainian volunteer service. She said that he wanted to visit USA and collected some money, but when the full-scale invasion started, she donated all her money for trip. She donates this money for a Return Alive Foundation who support Ukrainian soldiers. And Ben was so impressed that he asked, just give me the link where to donate to Ukrainian volunteer service. I'm not sure if Ben is here, but if he is here or will see recording, we really appreciate it. And it's just one case, when you, maybe some of you also do the same things, we ask you, don't be shy, guys, just share it in forum, tell us that you donated. And there is also sentence which Ben write in forum, that please donate, please, 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 anyone else, if you're able, just a small amount, please donate. And really small amount, even €1 makes a change. So yes, if you could donate somehow or fundraise as it do. Sorry, I forgot your name. Not Paolo, Philip, maybe Philemon. Philemon, yeah, yeah. If you have such initiative as Philemon, to fundraise money in your birthday, just if it would be successful, if it just initiative, to share it in social media, share it in forum, we really appreciate it. And for us, for Ukrainians, it really means a lot. Yeah, and another achievement, our common, it's, guys, now we have opportunity also see familiar faces, because many of you invited us speakers to your event. For example, Alexandra and Oksana was invited to an event about Microsoft students community, and I and Alexa and I also tell about our initiative United for Ukraine in Toral Hall. And also Muhaki, you also invite us with Oksana to your event. And here you also can see Arsen, who talk in one online event about mental health and awareness, and also about mental health and awareness during the war in Ukraine. Yes, thank you for inviting, and we always open to new initiatives, new events. If you have such opportunity, we always open to this. And I guess it's from my side all. And now we will go deeply to actually Ukraine's achievements.
Yeah, thank you, Danka. And firstly, before the beginning of the next topic, I'd like to emphasize that, guys, you're really special. And on this special event, we wanted to emphasize that you're doing great, you help Ukraine, and your impact matters. And we appreciate this. And next topic is, we called it Ukraine's achievement from the beginning of Russia's full-scale invasion. And we started this topic from unexpected thing. This weekend, Ukraine won the Eurovision Song Contest. I don't know if you heard about this contest. If you didn't, then Google it, please. But for us, it's a very important thing because at 2:30 a.m. With my mother, I was screaming and screaming, "Mom, we have won! It's our victory!" So so the Ukrainian rap and folk band Kalush Orchestra, which you see on this picture, they won this contest with their song Stefania, which and this song is about mother of the guy. Of this frontman of this band, and from the stage, he told, "I ask all of you, please help Ukraine, Mariupol, help Azovstal right now." He could be disqualified for this phrase, but he did it. And you see, the search for Azovstal on Google after this calling, it's increased in several times. So many people told that, people on Eurovision or Eurovision audience, they are not about politics, they're not about war. They're celebrating, they have some kind of holiday party, and they won't react. But you see the reaction. And the one thing, I can't see it, but you see it definitely, the picture of this man. And this is the voice of Eurovision in Ukraine. It is Ukraine Eurovision presenter Timur Miroshnichenko. He had to broadcast from a bomb shelter. You see this background where he was, and I caught the moment when he screamed Ukraine when when we knew the results. And after this victory, in response to this victory, our president Volodymyr Zelensky, he said that we will do our best to one day host Eurovision in the port city of Mariupol. And you know, it's so important for us, but we appreciate the support of the whole world. I put here this list of countries who gave us the highest points, and this was an unprecedented amount of points in the history of Eurovision. From I believe Yemi reads the name of countries. Yeah. Yeah, it's so many countries, and we were shocked. So from this great beginning, I'd like to give the floor to Nata. Oh, and one more thing, and we will share this link. Sorry, Nata. One day later, Kalush Orchestra, they published this video, official Eurovision video, which was for, I believe this one was forbidden to translate during the to broadcast, sorry, during the performance, because it was too political. Organizers forbade that, but I recommend you to watch it. So Nata, the floor is yours.
Actually, to this, I already shared this link, so you can just copy paste and save this link and watch after session.
Okay, thank you, ladies. Hello, everyone. Yes, I want to continue our presentation, and you know, like, we decided to make this event, as Danka already mentioned, more, I would say, optimistic, summarize something that has been done together with your assistant, together with our world's help, yes, and that so many countries help us, I mean, our country. And we started with the Eurovision Song Contest because it just happened, yes, last weekend. And but nevertheless, we want to highlight what happened overall in the world. I mean, we called it like our international victories. Yes, what happened all over the world, what cases helped us, what events that happened and help us to proceed to our victory a lot. So what you can see on this screen, it's about joining Ukraine to European Union. As many of you might know, we are not the part of European Union. Of course, we want to be this part, and we have been doing this long trip for so many years after we received our independence in 1991, but we're not still there. And this war was kind of a stage for us to speed up and to proceed with this application, joining European Union. And actually from the very beginning of the war, you might see on the slide their date is February 28th. And as you might remember, the war started February 24th. So after 4 days of war, our president, prime minister, and the speaker of parliament, they signed the application for our membership, yes, and already on March 1st, the European Parliament adopted a resolution, yes, in support of granting Ukraine this candidate status. And actually, it was already have been an informal summit. This informal summit have been held on their March 10th and 11th, and they recognize that our choice is like European choice. So currently, as of now, Ukraine is waiting for our candidate status, but this is very successful stage of our history. And going to the next slide and talking about our next achievements, of course, I think, again, lots of you know, so like, we're not saying something which is not, I don't know, which is not popular, we say yes, or some like secrets, but still we want to highlight these key points for you to remember that this is land lease, yes, which was signed recently on the 9th of May, and it was signed by the US President Joe Biden, and he signed this law. And actually, it's about, this is like a document, yes, and this document makes it easier for the United States of America to lend some military aid to its allies, and actually our country is one of the allies, and it will help our country with war against Russia a lot. And this is very, again, a successful point in our war history. And actually we have many benefits which you can see, yes, that that will reduce the term of military assistance, because as you might be aware, time is very important for us during this war, yes, because when we need to buy something, when something needs to be delivered, it should be on time, delivered on time, and we don't have like lots of time for this. And again, it's expanding the assistance provided by the United States, so the list of their military activities, what they can provide, is expanded, and actually it became a priority for the US to help us to defend our country. And again, in the future, we will be able to receive any weapons when we request it. And going further, we would like actually, yes, to remind, because I remember it was, I guess, maybe the first or among our first meetings, our sessions here in UPG when we met, and we were talking about well, like about bans of many international companies who refused working within Russia. And you can see on the slide lots of brands who did this. Of course, there are still some processes and negotiations that some companies manage to leave the country very fast. I'm talking about Russia. For some of them, it's still taking some time, because yes, if you are an international company with lots of assets, with lots of employees, you cannot do it like within 2 days or 2 weeks, yes, but still it's in the process, and we realize it's a very big success, again, because of our because we were not silent, because of our international support, and this is very good, and again will speed up our victory. Going to the next slide, actually I think I will pass the word to Alexandra, and we'll come back. Thank you.
This is mine, and my heart feels good when I see this, when I saw this news first time, as I'm a researcher and this is my field. So as I said before, that many countries support Ukrainian researchers, scientists, and students, and the other way of support of Ukraine's victory was this statement that was made by the biggest publishers in the world. It was made on March 31, and it calls publishers condemn invasion of Ukraine by Russia, and their actions concern Russia and Belarus, as Russia use Belarus as the I don't know how to say it, плацдарм для війни. Girls,
maybe platform.
Yeah, one more platform from where they attack Ukraine. And so on this date, the world's largest publishers of scientific journals published a joint statement. They have taken the unprecedented step of suspending sales and marketing of products and services to research organizations in Russia and Belarus. And this means that in these countries, legal access to the largest full text collections of articles published by such groups like Elsevier or Springer Nature and others, as well as to abstract databases like Web of Science and Scopus, will be terminated. And these publishers noticed that their actions are not targeted at Russians researchers, but rather at research organizations in these countries. And you see the list, here you see the list of those who have signed this statement, and among them, oh my God, I don't see it all. Oh, among them, it's like Cambridge University Press, it's Elsevier, it's Springer Nature, the Geological Society. So these are huge publishers, and they have proactive position in our support, and it's really important for us too. So Nata, the floor is yours again.
Yes, thank you so much. And I will continue again. It was like one of our international victories, and I will continue with another one. And actually, what we want to remind you again, we put it to our, just a moment, I will switch to screen sharing mode. So just to remind you, what territories were occupied since February, yes, since March, and how they were recaptured afterwards by our Ukrainian armies. So you can see on the map that this yellow color is marked where the Russian troops have been, yes, and how they proceeded. And you can see, like, I hope that many of you knows where is Kyiv, I mean, our capital. So yes, it's here. Thank you, Alexandra. So they were very close to Kyiv. They were in Kyiv region, in Chernihiv region, and Sumy region. Yes, because our north part of our country is neighboring with Belarus, and north and east part of our country is neighboring with Russia. And that's why these territories were so easy to access on the ground. Yes, so we are not talking about the missiles, about bombing. We are talking about Russian troops who were going inside our country. And again, what you can see on the south, As you might be aware, Crimea Island has been occupied since 2014, and that's why there was an easy access to Kherson Oblast, which is unfortunately occupied now. But again, you can see this small yellow piece of territory, which is free as of now, yes, and again, thanks to our Ukrainian army. And now we have a better picture, but again, at the beginning of the war, it was really scary for the people who live there, for the whole country. And all of you remember these terrible stories about Bucha, Irpin, Borodyanka, etc. And actually, there is another picture on the slide. Even it's just not only a picture, it's a meme, yes, which is saying that be strong like this kitchen cabinet. So it was made a picture in Borodyanka of the building, which was totally destroyed, but this kitchen cabinet was hanging and there was a small statue of rooster. Yes, it's here. Which has become like so popular among Ukrainians and all over the world. And this rooster, the statue of rooster, has become like a symbol that Ukraine will survive, people will survive, and we will win. And it's very symbolic for us and for our people. And going to the next slide, I want just to show, just for a quick understanding, how the map is looking right now, yes, just compared to the previous slide. So we don't have any Russian troops on the northern part of Ukraine, neither on the north or northwest part. So it's only east part and south parts of our country, unfortunately, is still occupied. And actually, this is what it is now, but we are keep fighting. And Russia has lots of losses. And I want to summarize my speech with the losses of Russian Federation, of its army. So you can see here, actually, this is numbers for yesterday. Now it's like a little bit more, but it's around 28,000 of personnel which were liquidated by our Ukrainian army. And you can see the numbers of other military equipment which were destroyed during the war. So you can see aircrafts, which were about 201, helicopters, tanks. Actually, it's a really big amount. It's 1,235 tanks was destroyed, and all other like special equipment, boats, and artillery systems. So our country is keep fighting with the help of international donations, with international military equipment. That's why when we are asking you for donations, it's very important for us, because we support our army the same as we support our victory. So this is all from my side. Thank you so much.
Nata, may I add something?
Sure.
Just one thing. People, when we ask you not to be silent and to raise your voice, well, these results, it is thanks to world's support, thanks to citizens of many different countries' support, because when you speak, authorities hear you. Especially in democratic countries, they have no other option than to hear you and to react. So that's why we are so appreciate your support and your voice. Thank you.
And I will continue, like just mention about one more very important achievement. Here you could see a kind of diagram, and the thing is that from the last 3 months, like more than, if I hope I pronounce it correctly, more than 500,000 individuals and organizations, both in Ukraine and abroad, donated more than 3 billion hryvnias to Return Alive Foundation. This foundation is like one of the most biggest foundation in Ukraine, who actually helps Ukrainian soldiers. And we still need support. Like you see these numbers, but for Ukraine, unfortunately, it isn't enough. Because we need a heavy weapon, especially we need better equipment, because guys, we are fighting with the Second World Army, so that is important. But you can see these numbers, and especially you can see in February, where it's like February 22, it's increased like to the largest point. Yeah, so all this is like donation for Ukraine from Ukrainians and also abroad. And next slide, we prepared for you. You said earlier, we remind you different ways how you can support Ukraine. For example, boycott Russia goods. For example, not be silent in your social media, sign petition, especially Azovstal, about Azovstal. Maybe your local politicals, if you have possibility to make a donation, make a donations. But the thing is that we understand that we all have like different money opportunity. If I sounded correct, if I said it correctly, we can we have different needs, and sometimes we don't have enough money for like for make big donation. So for today meeting, we prepared something new for you. Alexandra, next slide. This is like some kind of ways how you can fundraise money to help Ukraine being in your country. And some of them especially already works. The first one, by the way, I propose this to Muhaki, and we have already discussion how we can make this in Kenya. So the first one is let's show the movie. You know, do you like going to cinema? Usually, if you go to cinema, you pay for ticket. For spending time in cinema, for watching movie. The thing is that we propose you to make a movie show in your country, in your community. Yeah, we have like one film which was created by a team of Ukrainer, which I mentioned earlier. And it is film about Ukraine, especially Ukraine culture, Ukraine traditions. It was made in a few years ago, like three or four, I don't remember, sorry. And here you can see like Stas collected more than 200 euros by showing this film in Germany. And you can do like the same. It doesn't matter like what will be like, what amount will be. For example, it could be like 2 euros for per one ticket. It could be like just free donation because as we mentioned, we have different opportunities, money opportunities. And next slide, this is let's sing for Ukraine. In this picture you can see some Ukrainian musicians. Actually, they are a part of Ukrainian Art Front. This is initiative of some famous like Ukrainian bands and also singers. they given like a street concert. In this picture, you can see the charity street concert in Lviv. And in this case, they fundraising money for Ukrainian army. And another initiative, Alexandra, next slide. It's like one of my favorite because it's because it's like one of most for me. It's one of the most creative. One of the most creative initiative. Here you can see like Ukrainian brand Duda socks. They made, we call it pay it forward socks. So if you buy their socks, you donate money for Ukrainian army. And the thing is that they called this collection for victory. So they have like different images with some memes, I guess, or like funny pictures with like describe our Ukrainian salt. It's like from like my personal opinion how it's look like. And another initiative is like Korean stand with Ukraine. Actually, it's initiative abroad. So we wanted also tell about how in other country people support Ukraine. They created this mask with image of Ukrainian flag. It was initiative of like some businesses in Korea, in South Korea, and they if you buy this mask, you made a donation like for Ukrainian embassy in Korea, and then this money Ukrainian embassy pass like to help Ukraine. And another one is actually from, I take this photo like screenshot from post of my friends. She paints this t-shirt by herself. She just like have this equipment, and here post is in Ukraine, but I will translate. She said that she sells this t-shirt, and if you want to buy, you should make a donation like to support Ukrainian army. So it's different cases, like handmaids, like from individuals, and also like some big brands items from businesses. And another one, it's like also one kind of creative. Alexa, yeah. Let's make a book crossing. I guess you are really familiar with book crossing, but in this case, Ukrainian volunteers, they created a book crossing bot. So you can download picture of book which you want to like sell, and if you buy this book, that means in order to buy this book, you should make a donation to help a Ukrainian army. And here is like the achievements. Like they started actually this initiative, launched the board from 30th of March this year, and till 11th of May, they fundraised like more than $8,000 and their armies like to collect 100,000 hryvnias, or it's yes, it's like bigger 1,000 Ukrainian hryvnias. And you can do the same. I understand that it's really hard to like create some bot in Telegram or in other messages, but you can cooperate with like your local library or with your local like community space, and to propose them do like such kind of initiatives. Because many of you, I also, by the way, I also took part of this book crossing, and as I like just give 4 books, my own books for this initiative. And when I gave these books, I understand this book was just on my room. I didn't touch them at all, and now like we have like really good result that now they convert of donation to Ukrainian army. Yeah, so any initiatives, any ideas, we always will be welcome. And if you need like of course, if you need like any support how to transfer money like from your country like to help Ukraine, maybe not only army, maybe some Ukrainians charity organization, we always welcome help you to organize this process. And it sounds like a kind of project or mini project, because I also was like I am UPG sustainability leader, and I understand that many information which I get in UPG sessions now I can use in like own initiatives. And I guess many of you also have this opportunity. Sorry, it was so long from me, and now we have like one video for you and one activity. So next video actually is dedicated how you can like support Ukraine, how actually businesses support Ukraine, but by really small like steps. It's really short video. Alexa, flow for you.
We are the.
Can you hear it?
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
People you may have heard about. The people of Ukraine. We need some help at the moment for obvious reasons, but we don't need a ride and still have a lot more to offer. A lot of care, protection, velocity, clarity, long runs and six-packs, more limelights, more space, infinite loops, and even more looks. A bigger picture, much better picture, new ways to dress with unexpected routes, all kinds of boots, the famous PJs, and a helping hand. You buy it? Ukraine has a lot to offer. Spend with Ukraine to stand with Ukraine.
Very well done.
And yeah, as I mentioned,
we are the people you may have heard about.
Alexa, can
Danka, sorry, I can't move on to the slide with with Kahoot. Sorry.
Oh, no.
I'll stop sharing.
Oh, okay. You actually spoil it a little bit, but it's okay. Yeah, so we have, as it's like our special symbolic dance event, we have like some kind of activity. And as Alexandra mentioned, mentioned, we prepared for you small Kahoot. It's really small, but we want to engage you in this activity. We prepared some questions which is connected with previous classes also. And unfortunately we wanted to do it, but unfortunately we don't have like any special prize for winner. We just can applaud you. We like were thinking what we could propose for winner, but unfortunately for this time it's a little bit difficult for us. But if war finished, you're welcome for when war finished, you're welcome for Ukraine. We will show you like how beautiful Ukraine is. So
we will show you how we can our hospitality and how we can love share our love and how we appreciate your support.
So from my side, I will share a link and also pin code to Kahoot. And maybe some of you are familiar with Kahoot. You should just put pin code and then put your name. I will share in chat.
And just maybe one remark, Danka, they should do it from the mobile phones, yes? Because they need to see the screen, I mean the computer screen.
Danka, till we have this little pause, I want to share something. Danka told you about Book Crossing and that she offers her books to sell it, to donate to Ukrainian army. And Danka told me about this Book Crossing, and I bought these 3 books on this Book Crossing. So I have donated because I just donate and having nothing in my hands. So I decided this is a good way. So I will donate and I will have something in my head. So now I read these books, and I with this keeping this thought in my head that I was helpful.
All right, so thank you. And I think this is a nice twist. Danka has just posted the Kahoot link.
Yeah, I guess it's like, yeah, I guess it's link for whole Kahoot. So just try, I will just, okay. Oh, okay, I see someone, is you here?
Yeah, so that's a good solution. If you click the first link that Danka shared, you need to enter the pin.
Yeah,
but if you click the second link, it's better because you go straight to the game. Yeah. And you just need to enter your name.
Yeah, and also I will put this. This is also pin code. So if you
Danka, are we allowed to play this game?
Okay, but you will be піддаватися.
Okay.
I don't have
I won't answer too quickly.
Okay.
We will answer wrong. Yes, not to win the game.
I hope it would be working. Okay, I guess I can share my screen for that moment. Oh, yep. So do you see like screen? Yep. So we have like 16 or 17 people. So just wait for a minute. Oh, Alejandra, hello. By the way, guys, it's really short one. Yeah, it's like 7 or 6 questions, so just like it didn't it won't take so much time. So should we need someone? Should we wait for someone? If yes, just like tell if you need extra minutes. Or just put in chat. Oh, okay. I see someone join.
Yeah, guys, and if you're not sure that you will answer correctly, please join anyway, because when you make mistake, it's but the best way to know what is right, and so please join if you're not sure.
Oops. Okay, more people. Alexa, your remark was so important. And also we have like one question from this session. So I hope it will be work. Okay. Gaka is here. Karin also.
And if you're not sure, you can always join after it started.
Yeah.
Just that you will lose points. So, you know, if you're not sure, I would say just sign up now.
Yeah, you know,
considering that we don't have any gift, people can start later.
yeah, you know, Yemi, I just remind this Kahoot in tribe, amount tribe and Kahoot during UPG classes. Just really remind me.
I even won one of them. I was so happy. I've never won nothing, so that was my first victory.
Actually, I never won Kahoot games during UPG because my internet was so slow. I don't know why. So I was always somewhere, I don't know, at the end.
Yeah, but I also remember we have Kahoot practice with Emma, and every week I guess she made this Kahoot practice and we go to Kahoot. Okay, I guess we should to start because there is like less people. So let's go, guys.
So before we start, just so that everybody knows what's going on, we're gonna play Kahoot as part of celebrating this 10th time that we come together. That's fine. Once we are done, will we then open the floor so people can ask questions? Yes?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, of course. Yeah, of course.
All right, so everybody,
don't leave meeting after Kahoot.
After
okay,
Kahoot,
let's
the
go.
floor will be open, right?
Yeah, okay.
All right, let's go.
23, let's go. First question. The symbol of, yes, not first, now will be first. Yeah, what statement is better to use to describe the war in Ukraine? Only one answer, like Putin's war, Russia full-scale invasion, conflict in Ukraine, or I don't see this, war between Russia and Ukraine. 4 seconds left. Yeah, and 9 people was right. As we mentioned in previous classes, it's better to use Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. Why not Putin's war? Because more than 80% of Russians support like war. Why not conflict in Ukraine? Because it's, guys, it's not our local conflict. It's touched like whole world. And why not war between Oh, no one put war between Russia and Ukraine. That's cool. Yeah, why not war between Russia and Ukraine? Because Ukraine protects, and Ukraine doesn't want to attack Russia, like just yeah. So Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. Yeah. So go to next question. How to go to next question? Okay, here. Oh, and we have Chantal on the top. Okay, let's move on. Next question. Be strong like. I guess you should know because
Yes, we had it in our slides today. Maybe it's just a small help for you.
yeah, kitchen cabinet. Yeah, as Nata mentioned, we have it on slides, so we just decided to use in Kahoot. And Muhaki. Yeah. Okay, let's go to next question. Choose the year when Ukraine become independence. What is it? And for example, here is like a photo, like from parliament, from government, when they proclaimed Ukrainian independence. I hope you all will. Oh, I'm a little bit surprised. Yeah, because someone put like 2014, but don't worry. I guess you will remember that Ukraine actually, as a post-Soviet country, get independent in 1991. Yes, because in this year, Soviet Union collapsed and Soviet Union goodbye forever. Go to who is leader. United for event. Interests me. Who is it? Okay, go. Oi, don't worry. Yeah. Next question: which city destroyed? Which city destroyed in 20%? Oh, sorry. What do you?
Not 20, but
90, sorry. Yeah. 90%, and Zelensky said that this city is the heart of war in Ukraine. Yeah, most of you are right. It is Mariupol. Mariupol destroyed more than 90%. And in this photo, near the question, you can see how Mariupol looked before the Russia's full-scale invasion. So who is leader? Julie. Nice. Go next. Russian-Ukraine war started. It's really interesting question. Be careful. And in picture you can see like Pitkaska. I don't know. Just look in picture.
Some hints, yes, which will help you. So look to the picture carefully.
Yeah, and 10 of you were right. It's really like it's a question.
It's not so obvious.
Yeah, thank you, Alexa. It's not so obvious because many of you could put February 2022 when actually Russia full-scale invasion started. But actually, Russia's Ukrainian war started in February 2014 when Russia's troops came to Ukraine, to Crimea, and actually they occupied Crimea and then annexed Crimea, and also they started war in the east of Ukraine. So it's like from February 2014. Go next. Who is a leader? Julie. Go. Next question. It's in which region of Ukraine Bucha massacre had happened? Yeah. Mariupol, Kharkiv, Mykolaiv, or Kyiv? Yeah, most of you say right. It was Kyiv region, and we mentioned it in one of the session. Yeah, so Bucha is city in Kyiv region, so that things which happened in Kyiv region, in Bucha massacre. And who is a leader? United Front. Interesting. So now
maybe this is Yemi.
maybe. Okay, if United Front win, I guess
forever, I guess. Yes, the nickname.
Wow, forever. Wow. Okay. So there will be next question, and it's the last one. Please be carefully, because it's like maybe a little bit tricky also question, but we mentioned about this question in this session too. And yes, and also try to answer quickly, but be careful. Okay. From the last, okay, just write in you. We mentioned about this organization. Which organization collected more than 3 billion hryvnias? And here you can also see logo of this organization. Maybe someone of you know Ukraine. Yeah, most of you were right. It is the Return Alive Foundation. It's like one of the biggest foundation in Ukraine who helps Ukrainian soldiers. Someone thinks that it was UPG. Maybe UPG also collected such money, but we don't have information about this. Yeah, so the Return Alive Foundation was the right answer. And okay, now we will go to winners. And who it is? Yep, the third place is Julie. Jean-Michel Tours, and who has the first one? Oh. Yeah, I will make a screenshot.
Who is United Forever? Please tell us.
Who is United Forever?
Yemi.
I wasn't trying to win. Honestly.
I'm sure he's Yemi.
Guys, I promise you, I left like 2 or 3 seconds before I chose my answer each time. So I don't know how I'm at the top. But anyway, but thank you.
I guess now we should like, have to stop share screen. We should like give the floor for winners as usually. When I understood how okay, stop sharing. Yeah, so for now, I think as usually in Kahoot, we could give the floor for winners. And one moment. As if I note correctly, Julie, are you here? You had the third place. Do you want to tell something? Julie?
Come on, Julie.
Gochi, it was you?
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you. It was fun.
even sometimes the questions I was not sure of, I just fortunately got the answer right. So it was nice. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you,
The second
okay.
place, it was for Jean-Michel, and he was worried, Danka, which is where are you now? Which city? Because he heard maybe your alarm.
Yeah, I was a little bit interrupted because my alarm, but like it seems that I'm in safe place. Like don't my background it just a background. Yeah, so I'm in Ternopil region, so it's a little bit, it's safe now, so I will stay in room. So yeah, so Jean-Michel, do you want to say something?
Yes, guys, thank you so much for this game. Finally, I got here. I got to the meeting of United for Ukraine. I wanted to come here for, I guess, 2 months. I didn't have an opportunity, and finally I'm here. I'm glad to see you all. I wish the best of luck to Ukraine, to all the people who support Ukraine in Europe, in North America, in Russia, in Asia, and so on. And one little thing, I know that it's difficult, but honestly, the first question was about the how should we call the war? I did know you want us to choose the period with the invasion, but I still have chosen Putin's war, because right now I'm in Moscow, and you know, a few days ago I came from the north of Russia. I was in Karelia. Maybe some of you know that place, a beautiful place, and there I met a lot of brilliant people. They are my age. We are like 20, 22, 25 years old. And one day, the first night, we came into one room in the hotel. I mean, 11 people from different Russian regions with different stories, life stories, I mean. And they all, without any exception, understood what's going on. They all thought about the truth as it is. I thought, oh my God. Unfortunately, there are a lot of people, millions of people, that is true, who are in the power of propaganda. But I hope that one day Ukrainians, Russians, Europeans, Chinese, all the people, all the nations will understand that the very important thing, it's a very important thing to be okay with peoples who are not brave enough to understand what's going on. It's like Stockholm syndrome, you know. Yeah, unfortunately, it's like that. I'm talking to a lot of people, millions of people don't want to understand what's going on because they don't want it to be true, you know? Yeah, but they're not brave enough. It doesn't mean they're bad people. We have to speak with them, to talk with them, to speak out loud about what's going on. We do that from our point. I do it personally, days after days, but I honestly want you all to believe that there are a few people, unfortunately, it could be like that, who started this war. But bless Ukraine. And so I hope you'll understand that millions of Russians are with you, together with you, they stand with you. Thank you for the game, thank you for the meetings, and thank you to United People Global. Thank you, Yemi, and all the others who got to this idea. It's a really great idea. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Jean-Michel.
Слава Україні.
Героям слава. It's really unusual here from Russian. Okay, sorry, from I don't know if you're Russian or not, but it's real unusual for you to hear Slava Ukraini. Yeah.
Correctly.
Мир Украине, свободу России. It means peace for Ukraine and freedom to Russia. these things are connected with each other, believe me.
Yeah, I can also add like my personal point, because what is going in Ukraine, I guess it's, oh, Alexandra, it's also, it's, oh, I see heads. But guys, don't forget, we should give the floor to Yemi after Sevin. Yeah. Okay, I just have like short comment about Jean-Michel's speech. I think that what is going in Ukraine, what is Russia doing in Ukraine, it's so connected with like future of Russia, or what will happen with Russia. And for example, in in global level, we see how like companies leave Russia. We also see how I guess I know one boy, for example, with whom I met a few years ago, and is in similar chart. And when the full scale he was from Russia, and when full scale invasion started, he just write in the mess in this chat, I'm leaving Russia because economy goodbye, and something like that. And now those who go to streets, as far as I know, there are not so many people who protest in Russia, like big protest, but those who go to big protest, who are in Vyaznytsia prison for that. Yeah, whom take for that jail. I think they do it like not only for Ukraine, maybe not for Ukraine, but they do it for democracy in Russia. And as Ukrainian, we want more actions from Russians, because it isn't enough. I think it's I can't imagine this picture when all the Russians go to street and say not only stop war, but say stop invasion of Ukraine, but say that, yeah, I can't imagine this picture, but I really confused about that. And we as Ukrainians want, okay, it's real hard to say like from whole nation for that. I'm as Ukrainian want more action from Russians, like who is in Russia now. All yep. I don't speak about Russian troops, because I guess many of you could imagine what I wish to Russian troops. Yeah. Maybe it's better go float to Yemi and then go deeply to discussion and to emphasis our speeches. Okay, Yemi, floor is for you, and Yemi, you're a special one, because when war finished, we invite you for in Ukraine, and we show like how beautiful Ukraine is. Like even after
you won a prize! I forgot I was winning a prize.
But but unfortunately we can't buy you a ticket, but excursion around of Ukraine.
I would love. I completely forgot I was winning a prize. All right, so I would like to thank my mother and my father, and I would like to thank my primary school teachers for imbibing me with such curiosity about the world. I would also like to thank my Swiss internet connection, which I've heard is really helpful when you're playing Kahoot. All right, guys. In all seriousness, bravo to you guys. I wasn't sure if I should play. I honestly didn't expect to win. I would click my answers last. But of course, this is the 10th one, and some of us have been here all the time. So, yeah, some of the answers were very clear to us if we've been here all the time. So big thank you. Thank you to everyone who played. And special thanks to our Ukrainian family for finding a way to be light on this 10th occasion. Thank you so much. That's my acceptance speech. And I'd completely forgotten about the prize. So I love the prize. Feels like a bonus. Thank you.
Welcome to Ukraine.
Thank you. Back to you guys. Thank you. So back to you, Danka or Alexandra. Are we opening the floor now?
Yeah, I guess we can open the floor, and Yemi, as a moderator, I give you floor of moderator. You can choose who will.
All right, that's fine. So thank you so much for the entire presentation and for the activity at the end. Thank you everybody who's been here through. And then all the new people, I see some more new names. Welcome. We don't always play games, so don't think this is typical of every single session. But our Ukrainian family, they mix it up. So thank you so much. All right. But something we always do is we always open the mic before we close. So you can put your hand up if you want to speak in response to the presentation, in response to anything you've heard, or if you just want to share a feeling or a thought, just put your hand up and you get the mic. If we're concise, more people get a chance. So I'm going to come to you, Alexandra, because it's unusual. You put your hand up now, so I'm sure you want to say something. So I'll come to Alexandra first, then we will continue. So go ahead, Alexandra.
Yeah, thank you, Yemi. I just wanted to shortly reply to Jean-Michel.
Okay.
I can't. I just can't be silent. In chat, you put your message. Protests don't work like that in Russia. That was your response to Danka's word. And protests in Russia don't work like that because they are not that such kind of protests like in Ukraine. Russians, I guess, they are not ready to put their lives for their freedom, and this is the difference between Russians and Ukrainians. And I choose the position. I stopped to convince Russians because I have only one heart, and I have some exact amount of emotions, of feelings. My resources, they are, guys, help me, skinchenie. How to?
They are limited, my resources.
Yes, my emotional resources, they are limited. I will put these resources to Ukrainians who suffer from this war, to Ukrainian soldiers. I decided to stop, put my feelings to Russians. If Jean-Michel, if you have such leverage to influence Russians, please do it. If you can, just do it. And you told one phrase which translates to English like peace to Ukraine, freedom to Russia. For those who don't understand Russian language, peace and world is the same word in Russia. It's mir. And when we hear the word mir or peace or world concerning Ukraine from Russia's words, we remember the thing is like Ruski mir, Russian world, and we see the result of this world. So for me, it's not such a good phrase to translate to in front of Ukrainians because we know the meaning of this word. But again, I appreciate that you have such strong position, and I believe you would be a good voice that can influence Russians. But now I talk to everyone. Don't blame Ukrainians when you hear that we stopped trying to understand Russians. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Alexandra. There's a lot of power and emotion in what you shared. And for those of us who are regular here, you hear me praising our Ukrainian family very often, and I'm going to continue because of the restraint that they show. So Jean-Michel and anybody who's new, you may not have witnessed this, but they show a lot of restraint. And I think it's very, very impressive. So Alexandra, if there is one day where you don't have nice things to say about Russians, that is totally fine. I told you, if the Russians were invading my country, I wouldn't be half as nice as you guys, not even half. And the work you do to be objective, check your sources, to use the platform with respect, to not be biased, I salute it. So please don't feel bad at all. And for everybody who's here, come back and you will see. You will see how balanced they work very hard to be. Okay, so thank you for speaking up, Alexandra. I hope you feel better, but don't feel bad at all, and nobody should feel bad. And Jean-Michel, they actually show Russians a lot of love, to be completely fair. I understand your point, Jean-Michel, so thank you also for sharing your point, okay? But I hope you also accept Alexandra's response, and we continue, all right?
Of course, and I strongly agree with your position that they are too kind in their position. Yeah, okay. I sincerely think they have a right to be a lot more in more position of hate, you know. Fortunately, we have them.
As I've told people before, there's so many things about this war that hurt me, many things. But one of them is the fact that amongst those who are closest to me, I'm the biggest Russia lover. I've been to Russia many times. I can't count it. I've never been to Ukraine. I've taken people to Russia. I've worked, I don't know what, this is deeply painful. I consider the Russians my brothers and sisters too. I have many good Russian friends. So this is very painful for me, for this reason and many other reasons. But even if my brother did something wrong, I would have the courage to tell him it's wrong. And that's what my brother is doing right now. This is not correct. I don't care how close I am to you or you are to me. If you do something wrong, I have to have the courage to say this is wrong. And so as much as I love my Russian brothers and sisters, this is wrong. As much as I empathize with what Russia has been through over thousands of years and what Russia is trying to achieve, if you listen to Putin's speeches, it's really funny to say this here, but Yemi is a defender of Putin in many other forums. I've been for many years. So to see this, I'm so sad. Because I understand what Russia, the balance Russia is bringing to the world stage. When, what's his name? The whistleblower, Snowden. I don't like the way the world treated Snowden, but who came to his rescue? Russia, right? Thankfully, I don't know if you guys follow that story. So there are many reasons that I've always loved and supported Russia and empathized with Russia. But if you listen to Putin's speeches, what Russia is fighting for is not what Russia has put Ukraine in a position to fight for. Your independence, your freedom. You don't gain your independence or freedom by denying other people their independence or freedom. That's wrong.
That's why I just beg the person now.
All right. I think that voice is not for us. So if you can please mute yourself. Let me see if I can help. All right. I think that takes care of that. So no, I'm very sad about many of the things that are happening. And yeah, I do love Russia. I do love my Russian brothers and sisters. And my brothers and sisters are doing something very, very wrong right now. Anybody who wants to have a separate debate with me, if you know any Russians who want to debate with me on why this is correct, I accept the debate. I don't do much of that here, but I studied so much about Russia that I'm happy to sit with the biggest Russia supporter and I will not lose. Because whatever argument they bring up, I've read about it, I've studied it, I empathize with it, and it's still wrong to invade Ukraine. It is still wrong. If the Russians asked me for strategic advice of how they would get what they want, they would be winning, not losing. A big country with all the resources, the potential social capital that Russia could have, this is the wrong move. Just very bad advice. All right, I'm sorry, guys. I'll stop now. But this just came to mind listening to Jean-Michel and Alexandra. So the floor is open and you can share anything you want. Now, since I'm moderating, I think the first hands I saw Etieno, then Mihaki, then Lamzi, and then the two gentlemen. So Etieno, if you're still there, you've got the microphone. Etieno, if you're not ready, we can start with Mihaki and come back to you. So Mihaki, why don't you go, please? Uh-oh. Oh, I'm so sorry. I think we used a very strict option to solve the problem we were having before. Sorry about it. So Etieno, maybe you're there, Etieno? I'm so sorry, I didn't realize. We had that noise you may have heard. So we had to use a very strict option. So Etieno, please go.
Thank you very much. I'm so sorry, I can't turn on my video now. My phone is plugged and it's raining here. So I would want to commend Alexandra and others for always being kind with their words. And it's not easy to stay on the path of peace during war. And I would comment on the slide where I saw the Eurovision contest. You know, winning the Eurovision contest is a sign that even though you are in the midst of war, your frequencies are always on peace, joy, victory. And I want to assure you that you're not alone. There's a scientific proof that our heart always generates electromagnetic field that are several feet outside our physical bodies. It means that people can feel us. So as we gather here, as we meet from time to time to share our voices for United for Ukraine, I want you to believe that we support you. This field, like I mentioned, can be, some people call it energy, some people call it aura, some people call it emotions. But as we generate it in our heart, I want you to have the feeling that it's spreading peace, courage, strength in our hearts, and we hope that you hold on to this feeling. I would encourage everyone to use social media platforms to promote peace, promote the United for Ukraine, share your voices, just do the little thing you can. And I hope that this will be over. There is light in this darkness, and very soon it will spread all over Ukraine. Thank you so much.
Yay. All right. Thank you very much, Etieno, for sharing. Let's keep the mic flowing. I think Muihaki, you get the mic next. Thank you. And if you want to speak, feel free to type unmute me if you can't. Muihaki, are you struggling with that? Okay, let's go. Sorry.
Okay. Thank you so much, Yemi. Yemi just forgot one part when he won. He forgot to thank himself. I think when they win, they say, first of all, I want to thank me. Anyway, today I'm all smiles because I see a light at the end of the tunnel, rather. I remember the first sessions we were having, our sisters in Ukraine were so sad. I remember seeing their faces, my heart was sinking. But as time goes by, I'm seeing they're affording smiles on their faces. That can only tell you they're getting more positive as time goes by. Personally, I'm getting more positive and I'm feeling a lot of energy that soon we will be coming back for a very huge celebration, and you have to make it so big. My favorite quote is usually, whatever you think you're doing, this is from Mother Teresa. She inspires me so much. I live by her quotes, her teachings and all that. She once said, like, sometimes whatever you feel like you're doing is just a drop in the ocean. Like, I'm in Kenya, I feel like, so what if I go and say United for Ukraine? Who's going to listen to me? But anytime I come here and look at you guys, I see a big ocean. I'm part of the ocean. And if I miss out with my voice, then the ocean is missing something. So that is the analogy you should have. Don't think you are not anyone in this circle. Think of yourself as part of, like in Christianity, they say the body of Christ. Without this hand, this whole body has trouble. So without Danka talking, without Mihaki talking, without Etienne talking, then we have trouble. And today I'm celebrating because you see, we are moving a step ahead because it has been about showing us how our small efforts are making a huge difference. So as Etienne said, let's keep going, let's keep going, let's keep going, because we want to go so fast so that we come back for celebration. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mihaki. Awesome. Very powerful. I believe I said Lamzi was next and then the gentleman. So Tarun, you're after Lamzi. Lamzi, if you can, yeah.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
I want to say I'm very hopeful that there will be a light at the end of the tunnel. So what I did in my only two space, after the meeting we had last week on the same platform, I quickly took my phone and called a friend. And I told her, we need to join forces. And she was online today, but she just texted me that her phone went off and she has to leave the forum. I said, there is an issue and we need to take action, no matter how little it is. And she said, okay, I'm interested. What can we do? And I said, okay, I'm coming over. So like very early in the morning today, I left my place and I went over to her and we discussed together. And she said, okay, if we are going to stand for Ukraine, why not start in schools? Like going out, talking out to people, to kids, to children in the area of violence and about war against Ukraine and that of Russia. And we spoke together and we went out together just like that. We went out and went to schools. And we were asking kids, are you aware about the war happening in Ukraine? And they say, yeah, we even have photos as evidence. I was even trying to ask again. Probably we'll have, if there is a link where we can share these photos and the video of which we made today. And they were meaningful contributions. And we told them, no matter how you want to resolve your problems and issues, war and conflict is very wrong. And we asked them some questions. What are some of the negative effects or impacts of war? And they gave us loss of life, properties, not going to school, and we said correct. So now for our second action, based on what I've had so far from Danka and the rest of the team, we are moving our movement to the next level, no matter how little we are going to do it. She was here on the platform. She's very passionate. And we say, okay, now our next option is to either go to the media, because we want people to know that indeed conflict of any kind is very wrong. Because when you have conflict, you have war, you lose life, women are being raped. It's so emotional. So I want to say a very big thanks to this wonderful forum. And please help us with the links, because each time we have this promotion, this movement, we want to come back again to share our stories. For me, I have a foundation called The Hope Alive, and my colleague also, a sister, also have a counseling service. So we'll be going out and we're coming again to give our feedback. So thank you so much for Sierra Leone. We stand with Ukraine and we stand against the war against Ukraine for Russia. Thank you so much, Mr. President. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lamzi. Thank you. Very well spoken. Very powerful. Thank you. I said the mic was going to Tarun next, I believe. So Tarun, if you're able to unmute, you've got the mic.
All right. Hi, everyone. I would like to ask my question directly to all my Ukrainian friends here, Danka, Nata, and Alexandra. So obviously, this is a very tough time for everybody living in Ukraine, but my question and honestly, my heart directly goes out to every student in Ukraine right now. And I just want to understand what is the education situation like for them right now, especially those in high school or somebody who's about to graduate to college. How are they displaced, and what's just going on with them, and how is the future looking for them? And after you answer this, I would like to follow up with it with something that we've been building on, and we need your help to put that out. We've been making a resource for these typical students as well. So yeah.
Yemi, could I answer?
You can.
Yeah, maybe Alexa will also continue because I'm on mute. Yeah, so yeah. Actually, my sister is first year students, and when the war like full-scale invasion started, she was in her dorm, and like they stopped the studying for their like actually few weeks, if I'm not mistaken. For now, she have only like online studying, but she continues studies. But the thing is that I can't give you like direct answer because it depends on which territory university is placed. I guess you understand me.
Located.
In which city university located? Yes. And the thing is that my sister studied in Kiev. They have only online studying, but universities in, I guess, for example, Kharkiv, they didn't. If I'm not mistaken, they can't work like offline, of course. And the similar situation is with children in school. Most of them, even if they in Eastern Ukraine, they used to study online because especially for children it's so difficult. Just imagine you study in school and then air alarms, and it's really hard to organize this process. And also, I want to add about support of European countries. Some European universities, they gave opportunities Ukrainian students who like fled from Ukraine to their countries, study some courses in European universities. But really, it's really hard for my opinion. It's really hard for people who escape from such territory, which is like occupied now. It's really hard to them find like new university or study in or for students from the university which are so close to front line. And Alexandra, I guess you can continue answering this question.
Yeah, thank you. From Danka's answer, I understand that I have something to say, but I had bad connection, so I didn't hear the question. Tarun, please, could you repeat it?
Absolutely, absolutely. So my question basically was, what exactly is the situation like currently for high school students in Ukraine and anybody going to college over there? And like, I'm pretty sure people must have been displaced, and there might have been a gap as well with what they're pursuing right now. But yeah, how is that situation looking like right now?
Oh yeah, I understand. So it's bingo for me because I made a research on this topic. Right after the full-scale invasion started, so there was government told all schools and universities that they have a vacation, and then universities and schools could decide to continue this learning process or to stop it or to find some other ways to continue it. And now mostly all learning process in schools, in universities, in kindergartens, they are online mostly. And those universities and schools that were on occupied territory, some of them are relocated to so-called most safe regions in Ukraine, and internally displaced people who are students or schoolgirls, schoolboys, they can continue studying in other regions. And we will have the end of the year, and oh God, how to say it in English? This campaign when school girls and schoolboys, they leave school and enter the university. So this campaign,
external examination was
no.
Sorry.
It's really this campaign is changed due to these new circumstances, but well, the whole picture looks pretty like this. But as Danka mentioned, we have many students and school children outside of Ukraine, and there are many programs, many scholarships where they could continue studying. But back to Russia. In Europe, there are many Russians, and they want, well, they actually do it. Okay, there are some programs to help those who suffered from war, it means Ukrainians, and Russians said that Russians suffered from war too. So it's not only a few examples, it's many examples when Russians replace those places and get those help that was for Ukrainians. And it's when it blew my mind when I heard about that, but it's true. So shortly, this is the situation.
Thank you, Duncan. Thank you, Alexandra. Tarun, I believe you said you wanted to follow up after?
Yes, please. I just need a minute.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, so what we've been building for this is that we observed that a lot of universities around the world have stepped up. A lot of companies have stepped up to offer assistance, especially for education. So we've been building a common document it's only for Ukrainian students and residents for them to go through, just to have a common link for all scholarships available for them and portals available for them. So I was hoping if we could get the help of Alexandra, Danka, and Nata to spread it across to the residents right now of Ukraine, so that they can just make use of that, and they don't get that gap, which they do not deserve, and we can just have a small part over there. So I will obviously reach out to the three of you to get that document out, but yeah, we should have that up and running by the next 2 weeks. We're currently building that right now, and we're designing it right now.
All right, awesome. Every action counts. Even if only one person is reached, even if only one person uses it. So well done, Tarun, to you, your team, your collaborators, and thank you for sharing that. All right, we do have to bring this to a close, all right? Especially for those of us who come all the time. You don't want your time for me. So we do have to gradually bring this to a close. I will take a couple more comments and then I hope we can close, if that's okay. So Edith, I think your hand has been up for some time. So Edith, please, you've got the microphone.
All right, thank you very much, Yemi. Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you so much for organizing such an amazing program. Sincerely, I really want to applaud you, you and the entire UPG team, and also our sisters from Ukraine. I want to applaud you for your courage to share this with us. I won't really say that I know how you feel. No, I won't say that, but I think I have an idea of how you guys might be feeling, must be feeling right now. I've read Half of a Yellow Sun, the story that talks about, it's a novel. It's more like a story that talks about the civil war in Nigeria. So I was literally crying when I was reading that particular novel. So I could picture how it must be, like how the war and everything must be going on over there in Ukraine. I sincerely stand with you, and I pray that this particular war is going to come to an end. War is never the solution to anything at all. Violence can never be the solution. So I really want to applaud the entire UPG team for organizing this. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you, Edith. Thank you, Edith. Thank you so much, Edith. Now, I believe there was another hand. Was it? Ah, Jiggy Niakate, vous êtes là? I don't know if his sound is connected. Let me check. Maybe it's not. Yeah, I don't think his mic is connected. Okay, so we've taken our last comment of the day. We begin to close. I want to give the floor to our Ukrainian family. If there's anything you want to say by way of closing thoughts before we bring this session to an end, who wants to go first? Anything you want to say by way of closing thoughts?
I can start then.
Thank you, Nata.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. You know, as usually, I will say the same, like we are not prepared for our last speeches, but what I've observed during this session, that when we had our Kahoot game or when we have some presentations, I was like looking through the chat and there were lots of smiles, like people were smiling, chatting to each other. And I'm really glad that our session at least become like more happy. Of course, it's still difficult for us, but the life is going and we need to be live. We need to, you know, produce some optimism for us, for Ukrainians, for you, your friends. So thank you so much. And I'm really glad that life is still going for all of us. And despite the situation, despite some stress we still have, some fear we still have, but we have lots of optimism. We smile, people are smiling, encouraging us to do this, to help us. So it's very helpful, it's very powerful, especially for me. So thank you all and thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Nata. Who wants to go next? Alexandra, Danka? You're being too polite. One of you needs to unmute.
Guess I will be the one to unmute. Thank you, as usually, but it's not because it's something common. Every time we're really grateful and we really appreciate for this platform, for this opportunity to speak. And we see what you give us, we feel it. Your support is truly important. And as Nata mentioned, during this Kahoot game, you were so smile, and I made a print screen because you were so happy, like a child. I loved it. I love this character in people when they can be happy like children. It's so rare and it's so precious. And you know, today we shared a lot of information about how you can donate, how you can fundraise some money, and I'm not sure if we speak loud enough that your support, when you spread information, it is really a huge instrument that you use in this war, in our victory, because in Russia, $1 million were spent on propaganda all over the world. And when you share reliable information from reliable sources, and when you spread truth, it's a huge impact that you do. Because even in Ukraine, we have some people who believe Russian propaganda. They live here and they believe it. And I can't even imagine how many such people in the world. So if you share this, you are heroes, honestly. And honestly, I will remember these faces for all of my life, and be prepared. When I see you, I will hug you. I promise you. Thank you, Yemi, again.
Thank you, Alexandra. Thank you so much. And you can see lots of hearts. Danka, you've got the mic.
Yeah, but thank you for getting the mic. But I guess I will not be the last, because today we have also Ira with us. She also helped us. So yeah, maybe she also would tell something. Especially, I'm really happy to see familiar faces here. I'm really happy that Yemi, you can now we have opportunity to visit Ukraine and have excursion in Ukraine after war. And yep, and as you can see, I just should drop myself. Yeah, for that moment. I do it in classes with Muhaki. Just drop myself in order you can see background. I hope you hear me well.
Yes.
This photo was taken actually, maybe there is some guesses, not from my Ukrainian colleague, where this photo was taken. Do you have any ideas? You can tell.
Let me see. So just to make it easier for everyone, let me see if I can spotlight. You can all see
a lot about this place.
Yeah. Yeah, and maybe
Judith says something, but we can't hear you, Judith.
Judith, did you say something?
Azovstal. Azovstal.
Yes, yes, it's correctly. It's Azovstal, and it's a really famous photo because it's actually auto portrait or something like that. It's like actually this photo was taken with this soldier like by himself, and it's he in this photo. And як сказати, струмінь світла.
Light, like the light is going through the
yeah, light. Okay, light. Light is going through like to Azovstal, and it's remind me of this quote of our president that light will win over darkness, and we hope that one day light really will win. One day, I hope it will be soon. We all hope it will be soon. Ukraine will win, and all Ukrainian territory with borders of 91 will be like together completed, like whole Ukraine in the whole independent Ukraine. And I'm showing you, we are showing you this photo just in case that guys remember about our Ukrainian heroes. They are living in unhuman conditions, and every day they are fighting for our independence. And we do with these lectures, but we do really like something small, and they are protecting us, and they
do something big.
Yeah, thank you, Alexandra. They do something big. Just remember about this photo, remember about them, and stand with Azovstal, stand with Ukraine. I'm returning. Yeah.
All right, that is powerful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Nata, I thought you were going to say you guys are never ready for your closing remarks. Danka, that was beautiful. Thank you. Okay, so we come to a close. Thank you so much, everybody. I'd like to bring this to a close unless there's anybody dying to say something. Did Irina want to say something? Oh, Alexandra, you want to say something? Or is it Irina?
I wanted to remind about Irina.
Okay. So Irina, do you want to say anything as we close?
Yes, thank you very much. I'll try to be quick. That last that Danka showed really gives hope, and it's really inspiring. So I also truly hope that the war will soon end, and those who fled their homes will be able to come back, and every citizen of Ukraine will take part in building our country, and we will create the country, the Ukraine of our dreams. Thank you very much for being united for Ukraine. Thank you.
All right, beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, brothers and sisters, a big thank you for today's event. A big thank you for being here. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your presence. There's just, I don't know what else to say. We've been doing this now. This is the 10th one. And as you've heard and as you've seen, it makes a difference. Even if it's just a safe space for us to come together, it makes a difference. And sometimes we laugh together. Sometimes we cry together. Sometimes we're angry together. That's totally fine. The most important thing is that we are together and we are united for Ukraine. In this war, even the neutrals agree that we must be united for Ukraine. And the examples abound. So I want to say a big thank you. Special thanks as always to our Ukrainian family. Thank you for taking the time to prepare. Thank you so much. Special thanks to those like Mihaki who are mobilizing others to come. Thank you. Every action makes a difference. Thank you to those who came for the first time today. Big thank you. We know that you can feel the energy here. So thank you. And of course, thank you to all the regulars. Thank you so much for coming week after week. As we speak, our brothers and sisters are still fighting. Our brothers and sisters in Ukraine are still dying. And so please let us continue to pray for the kind of interventions that will bring peace. Anything that will bring peace. Let us continue to pray. And even if you're not religious, meditate about it or send positive energy or something. And if you have influence with governments or other leaders who can help, speak to them. Please use your influence. Your words matter. Your actions matter. Peace is the ultimate goal because we want our brothers and sisters to stop dying. But if the Russians are not ready to stop the fighting, then please let us pray and let us advocate that the world finds the courage to enforce the peace. We cannot sit back and watch our brothers fighting each other and just watch the news. Nobody behaves like that in the family. That's wrong. So I'm happy that the world is supporting Ukraine and arming Ukraine. But I would be happier if we found the courage to enforce the peace. If two of my brothers are fighting, I would put myself in between them and say, you must stop now. Shoot me if you want, but I'm not going to stand on the side and be praising the younger brother. The world is not doing that. Somehow, we listen to Putin where he says, if you intervene, then you declare war on Russia. That's wrong. Putin is not correct. If we are one family on this planet, we can't see two brothers fighting and we stand on the sidelines. We have to find the courage to enforce the peace. All right. Thank you so much. Please continue to post with hashtag United for Ukraine, hashtag enforce the peace. Anything that gets us closer and closer to keeping our brothers and sisters alive is a good thing. As you've heard today, not just from our Ukrainian brothers and sisters, but also you heard from Jean-Michel, our Ukrainian brothers and sisters are not free. But our Russian brothers and sisters are also not free. They are also not free. And so those of us who enjoy some freedom, any kind of freedom you have, we have the responsibility to use that, to advocate for peace. We have the responsibility to use that, to post about United for Ukraine, enforce the peace. We have responsibility. So do something with your responsibility. Yes, light will conquer darkness. On this planet, we are called to be the light. Don't sit back and expect light to show up from somewhere else. If you have eyes, ears, if you have hands, if you have any kind of assets, be the light. So thank you so much. I wish everybody a wonderful rest of the day. As usual, we will close with the Ukrainian national anthem. I will stand, and I invite you to stand with me if you would like to, as we wound down the session. Thank you.
Ні слава, ні воля, ще нам, браття українці, усміхнеться доля. Згинуть наші вороженьки, як роса на сонці. Запануємо ми, браття, у своїй сторонці. Душу й тіло ми положим за нашу свободу і покажем, що
All right, thank you all so much. Thank you so much. Please get home safely. Wherever you are, stay safe and hopefully see you soon. All right, thank you, Danka, Nata, Irina. Thank you, Alexandra. And thank you to everybody who joined us today. Thank you to our regulars. You know who you are. You can unmute and speak if you would like to. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Alexandra, Danka.
Thank you.
Nata.
Thank you for the time. Sorry for being late.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you. See you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you, Winnie.
Thank you.
Thank you everyone for being here.
Love you guys.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
And next meeting will be in May 26th.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the information.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
And thank you, everybody.
Bye.
And the love,
Thank you, everybody.
the love you share makes us
Bye,
stronger.
bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mwah. Bye.
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 Judith, sending you much love. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.